Hey Flosstube, it's Meredith here, and I'm just doing a really quick video. Oh, I should close this again. I know you're live. I don't know if anybody is going to be watching. Hold on. Okay, now maybe I won't get a glare. Okay, I don't know if anybody will end up watching live, but I thought I'd go live because in case somebody does, I love the interaction. So if you end up coming on, tell me hi. I think I'm going to try, I still haven't quite figured out, show live chat messages. Okay. I am again in my office. Seems to be my favorite video place, but part of that is because I feel like I live out of a lot of different places right now. So I've got some stuff at Eric's house, my future husband. I've got lots of stuff at my house, which it seems like I'm hardly ever home. So really what I have is with me. So I thought today I would do a what's in my stitchy bag video. Kathy, the crafty cat, did this video, and I had been thinking about doing one, and she beat me to it. So anyway, here's I'm gonna just go through this. My bag is pretty much jam-packed with a million things. I tend to like to carry like everything with me because I just hate to be unprepared. So anyway, here's my stitchy bag. It's actually I've mentioned this before. It's actually a knitting bag because I do knit. And on the back side it says procrastinating. To defer, I'm reading backwards, so to defer all other activities besides knitting. I think that should say cross stitching, but anyway. So here's what's in my stitchy bag. First of all, and I would like to just say thank you to all who subscribe and are my friends, my Flosstube friends. I love you guys, and I thank you for all the encouraging comments. So hopefully this won't be too boring. But I'm just going to go in here, and I've got tons of stuff in here. Okay, so first of all, obviously, I've got scissors, and I've got 2 pair because one just isn't enough. These kitty ones, I don't even know why I have them because I really never use them. Maybe, I have used them, though. I've used them on paper and other things, the stuff I don't want to use on my floss or my fabric. I'll use these on other things. And then I have these. These are kind of like my go-tos. And I had a problem with these. They were green, and all of the green stuff has fallen off. And I was actually got to a point where I was scraping it all off. Yeah, I don't know if you can see. There's like, it's not going to focus, but there's like green stuff on it. So anyway, these are my go-tos. These are what I use all the time. But the little green stuff was coming off, and it was getting all over my bag and my projects, so I just decided to scrape it all off anyway. So, but they're my go-tos. I don't ask me why, but I literally have 2, 4, 6, 7 highlighters in my bag. This one I love just because it's kind of got that clear tip. This is the Sharpie clear tip one. And I use that one. But these others, these are all the friction erasable highlighter pens. So I actually have 2 sets in here. They come in orange, pink, and yellow. And I love these because I make mistakes all the time. I highlight things that I didn't stitch and on my working pattern, and so I can just erase whatever I made a mistake on, and that's just the eraser end. So I love these pens. That's why I have 2 sets. That's why my bag is so bulky. So I love those. I have a little hand thing that I use sometimes, especially when my wrist starts to hurt. I used to use this a lot more when I was knitting and crocheting, and it's pretty ratty and dirty. But I keep it with me just in case my wrist starts to hurt, and it kind of helps because it's kind of like tension. So I have that in there. Of course, you have to have measuring tape, and this one is just like when I travel with, I've probably got like 3 more at home. And yeah, because you never know when you're going to have a finally finished project, and for me, who knows if I'm going to be home to actually like measure out my frame and get it all measured out, or if I'm going to be at my house, or if I'm going to be at my fiance's house to start a project, and he doesn't have a measuring tape, a flexible one. He has like the hardware kind, and those don't always work that great. So I have one on me. Like I said, that's one of many at home. Let's see. I have my sulky sliver in, this one is the hollow shimmer. I liked this one because it was rainbow colors. Yeah, I like that one. And I have a silver one. Oh. And I have a black one. Because what if all of a sudden I decide to grid my fabric and oh no, I need the silver because I'm working on black, or I need the black because I'm working on white, or I need the rainbow because I'm working on blue. Who knows? I've got one of every color. I'm just over prepared. So anyway, I love this stuff to grid. I don't grid all the time, but there have been times when I've gridded in the middle of a project, like I've worked on some stuff and I needed to put a grid in just for a section or something because it was getting too dense, so I'll just grid parts if I need to, but I love that because it pulls out so easy. I have a mini flashlight. This one was given to me by my fiance because I was going to take a smaller project with me to Bible study, but it happened to be a night when we were going to be watching a movie at my Bible study, and I knew I wasn't going to have very much light, so I sat in the back and I had this in my mouth on my fabric as I watched the movie, because heaven forbid I just watched the movie. I have to stitch while I watch the movie, and I went in the back and kept to myself, and the light didn't bother anybody, and nobody knew I had it. So, have to have a mini flashlight. It's just kind of funny. Courtesy of Eric, the lovely Eric. I do have some Thread Heaven. Actually, I got this is my second Thread Heaven, because I used to use it a lot for my beading projects. I used to bead weave and make jewelry, and so this is my Thread Heaven. I kind of don't know, I don't use it all the time on my cross-stitching things. I've kind of debated on whether it's worth it or not. I hate having to thread heaven every single strand of floss for some reason. I feel like it's a waste of time, but I know that it makes things better. I just probably need to just do it. I did on one of my projects, my window box project, that is a Mill Hill kit, which we all know Mill Hill kits have beads. I did use this on the thread when I was doing the beading portion, which I'm going to show that to you soon. I'm almost finished with it. I am so almost finished with it, and I'm excited. I've been working on it a lot, so I've used this on the beading part, and it reminded me of my beading days. I loved it. So, hold on just a second. Okay. Sorry about that. Let's see. Oh, my scissors fell in here. It's a nice little. And it's Bryce Bunn. I got those at my local yarn shop when it was still around. It's not around anymore. Let's see. I have a pencil. Gotta have a pencil. Never know when you're gonna need to write something down or cross off some stitches. This is just a bottle that has magnets in it. I have 2 needle minders that are actually like something other than a magnet. It's got like I've got one that's a heart and one that's a rabbit. And then I just got these at Harbor Freight, and they're just small little magnets, and I used those. I would love to have more needle minders, but I don't spend the money on needle minders. So I had a bunch of this with what my magnets came in, and I just haven't tossed it. It's in there though. I have lots of needles, lots and lots of needles. One in every size, just in case. I've got 28s, 26s, 24s. Those are all the DMC ones, and then I've got Yarnology, 24s and 26s. Can never have too many needles. I mean, I've never actually broken a needle in cross stitching. I've broken a needle in beading. So I don't know why I have so many, but I have a lot of needles. And then I have these, you know, I put these on my fabric between my Q-step and my fabric because it grips better. I was using felt. And I noticed that my felt was starting to flatten and it wasn't actually gripping very well. And actually I saw Just Keep Stitching, Pam and Steph, they were using this stuff, and this is just that stuff that you put down on your shelves. It's like the shelving stuff. And so I just cut it up. I got it from them. So thank you, Pam and Steph. You're unknowingly giving out little tips and tricks just by showing your projects. And anyway, I have 2 of these extra because I didn't need them in my last project. I have an extra thing of floss that goes with one of my projects that I have not yet put with one of my projects. This goes with my inked, Emma Condon's inked that I am working on. This was one of the flosses I could not find anywhere, and I was actually found some substitutes for it. Somebody's coming. And then, 2 weeks later, I actually found the floss at somewhere. So I dropped one of the very important tools, rubber band. I have found, while I was doing my Mill Hill kit, the window box Mill Hill kit, the beading needle, the eye with the thread flosses in it can get really kind of thicker, and it was really hard to pull the beading needle out. I have those little bead pullers, or the little things that fit over your fingers, not bead pullers, needle pullers. I had some, and I don't know where they went, and I couldn't find them when I needed them, and I had a beading needle stuck in the back of I was trying to finish off the floss, and I could not get it out, and I couldn't grab it because the beading needles are a whole lot smaller than the knitting, or the flossing, or the cross-stitch needles. So I was like, what can I use? And I ended up thinking, oh, I can use a rubber band. So I just put the little rubber band over the needle like this, and I pinched it off, and I was able to grab it and pull it off. So I was like, this was the best little tool I could find. If you don't want to buy those little finger needle puller things, the rubber band worked great because it's small enough to just get around the needle, and then I just pinched it, and it comes right out, just grabs just enough. So this was like the best thing ever. Yes. This is the end of a golf tee. Eric chopped off the head because it was getting in my way. I was actually using this to lay my threads. I have used needles to lay my threads. I have used the end of my scissors to lay my threads. I was a little scared of this one because I was afraid I was going to cut them or something. And then I was using this. The best thing I've actually found was crochet and knitting have like the thicker, big, fat needles. Hi, Sandra. Nice to see you again, too. I'm so glad you joined me. Anyway, they're like you weave in the ends of your knitting and your crochet with those, and they're thick needles, and those have worked the best for me for laying my threads, but this worked good for a while. I'm kind of like with these 2 things, I am kind of like MacGyvering. I'm a little MacGyver. I'm resourceful. You use what's around you, and anything will work. So golf tee and rubber band works. And the last thing I have is the Snagnab. This, my camera's not going to focus, I know. But it's got little grippies. I was using this for my knitting. This was before I got back into cross stitch, but I was using this for my knitting. And this thing is so cool because anytime you have a little thread that kind of pops out from the front, or with me, it's typically that my two threads are not evenly pulling through, so one of them will kind of pop up still. If I don't catch it, then I have to like use this. You stick it down where the end of that thread goes inside your fabric, and you pull it, and these little grippy things at the end pull it in. So good. I actually got this one at a yarn store, but they do sell it at Joann's, and I know I've seen it at Joann's. I think I've seen it at Hobby Lobby. Anyway, that's all I have in my bag. My bag is now empty. But I do want to show you, since I have it with me, hold on a second, I want to show you what I've been doing with my window box. Since it is the only thing I have been working on for the last 2 weeks. And I've been carrying around all my other projects, like I've seriously got 6 projects or 5 projects in my bag still. But I still carry them with me because you never know when you're not going to want to work on the project you've been working on for 2 weeks and it's time for something new. But I've gotten really far. It's probably really hard to tell. So I've gotten all the beading done on this shutter, this bird and this bird, the beading and the flowers here, and let's see, it's not focusing, but all the beading, all the orange little beads here. And this is Window Box Mill Hill Kit. Again, this is my OG boy, OG, my puppy. I love this. Has been so fun, and I think as I've been doing this, again, like I said, I've done beading before, and when I was really into beading, I had always wanted to bead a picture, like a picture. And so as I got into the beading part of this, I was actually really looking forward to the beading section of it. And it's one of the reasons why I got this kit, is because it had the beads, and I can just set it right there. And I really love the beading. It just reminds me of all the beading I used to do. And yeah, now one of the things with this though is it's called for, my head is chopped off. I'm sorry, I'm at my desk. It calls for, okay, can't do that. Two flosses, and this is of course perforated paper, but I didn't like the 2 flosses, so I think I mentioned in my last video, I've been doing it 3/1, and I love the coverage on it, so much better. Of course, I know with 3 flosses you don't get it doesn't always lay, how do you get 3 flosses to lay flat? It doesn't bother me. But I knew that when I got to the beading part, I wasn't going to be able to do 3 flosses, because I know with petite beads, the holes are smaller. And so I just did the 2 over 1, like it calls for. And that's been working really well. Like I said, I've been using my Thread Heaven on it, and that's been working really well. And my rubber band on my needle has been working really well. So I'm just super excited. All I really have left is the rest of the flowers here, all of that, and the lattice or the shutters here, and then I'm done, and I'm so excited. It's super cute. It's been so much fun. I would totally do another Mill Hill kit. Actually, I have another Mill Hill kit that I already started and I haven't worked on. It's the Love Me, Love My Dog. And so anyway, that's where I'm at with that. I am excited about it. Only thing I have to do after that, when I get it all finished and beaded and stitched and everything's done, I just have to go to my local needlepoint store and pick up the frame, because they have the frames in stock. And so that's what's next. So I'm excited. That's all I've had going on stitchy wise. Other than that, I've just been preparing and planning for a wedding and getting that all taken care of. And it's in less than 2 weeks. So pretty soon my name will not be Meredith Hatfield. Although I do not think I'm going to change my name on my Flosstube, so it will probably stay Meredith Hatfield. But it will be Meredith Martinez. So anyway, it's been fun. I have to shove all this stuff back into my stitchy bag. And yeah, so I just wanted to do a really quick video. Hope that didn't bore you all too much. Yeah, until next time, thanks. And if you're new, don't forget to subscribe. So anyway, see you all later. Bye-bye. Oh, see, how do I stop? Here, bye-bye.